Hello, YouTube. My name is Tanya Rucker, and this is no, don't put that in your mouth. This is Baby Kaya. It is now it's 6:18 a.m., but Miss Kaya had me up at 4 a.m. today. Yes, we do look this good when we first wake up. Not really, but um, yeah. So Miss Kaya has me up. I'm tired actually. I want to go back to sleep. It looks like she's tired, so maybe we'll go back to sleep soon. We're supposed to go to church today, Sunday. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna have the energy to do it. But come on, stop pressing buttons. I'm gonna edit you out the video. But I wanted to do a video here because I've gotten a few questions about trading and investing in the stock market specifically. So I just kind of wanted to address a few things. I have a few people who've approached me and asked me, how do I, come on, girl. All right, so I had to kick Miss Mama out the video. She over here watching Cocomelon, so I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. I have some notes here from my phone that I'm going to be reading from. But as you guys know, I am a mom and a wife. I have 3 kids. My newest baby, she's actually about to be a year next month. Oh my goodness, in a couple weeks. I'm sad. She's my last baby though. I'm trying to absorb all the babiness I can because I ain't having no more kids. But no, let's get back into what I did when I first started investing in the stock market. So my very, very first investment was actually Walmart stock. It was only because I was working at Walmart at the time. And it was some kind of discount they were giving. I don't even remember what broker I was using to invest in Walmart stock, but it was some type of discount they gave for people, for employees that worked at Walmart. So, I, it just piqued my interest. So I just invested a little bit of money throughout the year. And by the end of the year, I had $600 that I wanted to be used to be able to buy Christmas presents because I didn't make that much at Walmart. Goodness, I made probably, it wasn't even $10 an hour. It was like, oh goodness, 9 something. I don't know, but it wasn't a whole lot of money. Thank God I only had 1 kid at the time. So, struggled a little bit, but anyways, that's a whole nother story. So I had $600 at the end of the year and I was able to buy Christmas presents. So that kind of piqued my interest. From then on, I started when I went full time at Walmart, I was able to start a 401k. I didn't know anything about it. I just contributed to it. I just gave money to it. So I'm like, well, why not? I don't know. And then my interest started peaking in the stock market since then. And I really didn't start investing probably until 2017 or 18. Like investing like on my own. Like I contributed to my 401k. By then I was at a different company. And I had started a investment account for my daughter, my only child at the time. That had to be 2015 when I started her account because my son wasn't born yet. So I still didn't have any type of control over it. It was just a mutual fund. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I just put money in it. So I started taking some courses, and these are some things that I've learned in the beginning from these courses or in just research period. So 5 ways to start investing in the stock market. You want to build, number 1, you want to build your watch list. Okay. So you want to look at items that you use or someone that you know use every day. Think about what you drink. Think about your internet provider. Think about your phone service or what kind of car you drive. Where do you shop? Who owns your toothpaste? what do you watch every day or all the time, and find the company name and that ticker symbol for that company. So for an example, like I said, Walmart, I worked there, I shopped there at the time. The ticker symbol for Walmart, what is it? I don't know if I heard. I think it's like WMT. I can look it up real quick. It's really not that hard to look up ticker symbol. You just go to okay, yeah, it's WMT. I was right. So I have a stock little widget on my iPhone here. You can just type it in there. You can also, before I used to do all that, I used to just go to Yahoo Finance. You type in the company name and they'll give you the ticker symbol. Really simple, very, very easy. Okay, so number 2, now that you have your watch list, you want to watch your stock. But no, you want to look at what was the 52-week high, what was the 52-week low, and what was the average range in between the two. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. So you need to know if your stock is down right now, or is it at one of its highest moments. Was your stock recently in the news? Does it have any earnings coming up or anything like that? Think about long-term stock. So do you think your stock will survive a recession? This is what we call stock research. So I want to use the Walmart example again. Walmart is one of those companies that would survive a recession. Now, by surviving, I don't mean like the price, like the stock price wouldn't go down, because during the recession it's probably going to go down. But what I mean by survive a recession is that will that company still come out through the end? And I absolutely believe Walmart would. Because people are still going to need to shop, they're still going to need food, they're still going to need stuff, okay? They're still going to need consumables, toothpaste, toothbrush, anything that you can get, almost anything that your basic needs from Walmart, as long as they have it in stock, of course, right? But yeah, think about, if you want to think about long-term investing, think about stocks that you would need during a recession. Like, you're still going to need waste management, right? You're still going to need food. You're still going to need soap, water. You're still going to need all that stuff you should think about your basic needs and think about the stock that relates to that basic need, okay? Number 3, after doing research, you buy when the stock is low, but not when it's falling down, dropping. Okay, so this week, Netflix, oh my gosh, Netflix dropped over 11% Friday because of their bad, people were starting to cancel Netflix, probably because they're raising the price again. So stockholders, shareholders got nervous. They started selling their Netflix stock, and Netflix dropped like $100 and something. I haven't looked at it. Well, when I looked at it Friday, I'm like, oh my gosh, my baby, because I have Netflix stock. Okay, yeah, so it dropped $110.75. That is insane. Netflix hadn't dropped that much since 2012. Hold on, baby, I'm talking about Netflix right now. That's what we're watching. Yep, Kaya made a playback. I'm a breastfeeding mama, and I really want to get this video done because I don't want to say I'm a procrastinator, but I'm the type of person that gets distracted easily, and I start stuff and don't finish it. Oh, calm down. So, sorry, not really, but baby's gotta eat, and I need to do this video. So we were talking about Netflix, how it dropped $110. Oh my goodness. The highest, the lowest or the most extreme drops for Netflix since 2012. So that's really something. But anyways, you don't want to necessarily buy Netflix now. You do want to buy Netflix though, because more than likely it's going to go back up. People are not going to stop watching Netflix, okay? They have too many good shows, too many good movies. It's streaming, no commercials, no ads. People, yeah, they're upset now because Netflix raised the price. I mean, Netflix been raising the price every year for like how long now? I'm not going to get rid of Netflix because everybody in my house watches it. Yeah, we all watch Netflix. Can't get rid of it. Has Cocomelon, okay? That's what you hear in the background right now, if you can hear it. But what you want to do is buy Netflix when it starts to rise back up. Not all the way back up, but just partially. And this is what we would call analysis. So you would need to figure out a good price point to where you should buy Netflix. In the beginning, I would just take the average between the 52-week high and the 52-week low. So basically the average, you'll take both of those prices, you'll add it up and divide it by 2. And usually I will buy the stock around that price. That's what I used to do. More recently, since I've been investing more and doing more research and, have a little bit more experience, I use chart analysis. So I have my chart set up a certain way so I can more accurately predict when a stock is going up or down. And once it gets past a certain point, like one of my small, I don't want to confuse anybody. So one of my indicators, once it get past one of my indicators, on my chart, I will probably buy more Netflix then. Okay. And one thing too, stocks tend to follow the same pattern year after year. So if you want to go back to a stock 5-10 years ago, not necessarily looking at the price, but just looking at, when does that stock commonly dip? Like, how can I give an example? So let's go back to Walmart or even Amazon. Their stock price tends to rise like around the holiday times or right before the holidays, like in November, December, usually every year, because people are buying, gifts for Christmas and things like that. Black Friday, the price tends to rise every year after year around that time. You kind of want to look at the majority within the past 5 to 10 years or even more to get a better idea. Of course, stocks don't always do the same thing, so you have to once again do your research. Number 4, you want to find a broker. You can technically find a broker before you do step 3, but number 4, find a broker. Creating a brokerage account is very, very similar to creating a bank account. You can Google the top brokerage accounts for the type of investments you're looking to do. In this case, we're looking to invest in stocks, right? So what you want to do, you want to research the type of fees, the account types, because you have joint accounts, you have minor accounts, you have just IRAs, you have a bunch of different accounts. So you want to figure out what kind of account you want to open up. I would just suggest like a basic account to start off with. And my recommendation, I have accounts with Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, and Ally. I actually started with like a Robinhood account just for fun, and Fidelity because that's where my 401k is with. So I decided to open up my daughter's minor account with Fidelity too, and I really do like Fidelity. I just recently opened up a joint account with me and my husband with Fidelity. It's not a whole lot of money in there. I just started putting a little something in there. Yeah, so I really like Fidelity. I like TD Ameritrade. Ally, all right, I don't want to talk crap about Ally. Ally is good, okay? I have multiple accounts with Ally. I just don't like Ally's app. Like, I don't know. Sorry, baby was about to expose me. I know I don't have a whole lot of light in this angle, but I really want to get this done because I know if I don't, I don't know, I might not get back to it. All right, so yeah, Ally. Like I said, Ally is okay. It's good. Their fees are lower, especially when it comes to the type of trades that I do, because I don't just only do investment trades. I also do options. If you guys do want to know more about option trading, leave me a comment, let me know, and I will do just a quick rundown on what options trading is, or at least my perspective on it, because I think I got it. I've been doing it for a couple years. I made some nice money from options trading. But I'm getting off topic because I absolutely love to talk about trading as much as I love to talk about travel, and I will keep going on and on and on. But yeah, Ally is okay. Just their app just stinks sometimes. But Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, they have really, really good apps. TD Ameritrade has the best charting system. Thinkorswim, amazing charting system. I also have an account with TradeStation. I forgot about that. TradeStation and Amp Futures. Now I use those accounts to trade future trading. If you want to learn about that, I can talk about that too. You can leave a comment down below. But since we're talking about stocks, I want to stick to that. So the type of accounts that I use just for my stocks for investments, it's Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, Ally, and Robinhood, just kind of for fun. I can leave a link down below for Robinhood. If you join Robinhood with my link, you get a free stock, I get a free stock, so that'll be cool. But number 5. This is the fun part. Start investing. Buy your stock and plan to hold them for at least 5 years or more. Now, this is going to be the difference between investing and trading. I do both. I invest. Investing is long term, something that you're going to hold for at least 1 year and 1 day, because it significantly reduces the capital gains tax that you would have when you sell a stock. If you sell a stock before the year is up, you're going to be paying a higher tax rate. And that's what traders end up paying, like day traders or swing traders. I do day and swing trade too. So, yeah, but if you're looking to invest, because this is what we're talking about investing, you want to at least try to hold them for 5 years or more. And yeah, that's really it. So if you have any comments or questions, I will try to answer them. I'm not saying that I'm like an expert in the stock market, because I'm not there yet, but I have learned a lot, and I have made some nice money just from investing. Maybe I'll input some examples in this video of how I've grown my account just from investing. But yeah, I have an investment account. I have multiple investment accounts, and then I have one for my eldest daughter and one for my son. The baby doesn't have one just yet. I actually started an application with her, and I think I have it all ADD because I stopped. Oh, they were asking for a social security number. I'm like, I don't feel like finding her card. So I stopped, but I am definitely this year I'm going to make her account. I mean, she's just a baby. What she need all that money for right now anyways? But no, I'll show you how I was able to double my son's account. I was able to, I don't even know where my daughter's account started from, but she has a nice amount in there now. But yeah, please give me a like, a comment, let me know, and don't forget to follow for more. Thank you. As I was rewatching my videos, I did want to add that the company that I am with, that I promote, that I talk about quite a bit now, that has the travel club, that has DIY credit repair, also has investment training, some good investment training too. So that would be a good way to learn more about investments. So yeah, I'm gonna leave some information down below, and I hope that you will be joining me. But thank you so much for watching this video, and we're about to go to sleep. Say, yeah, her hair look crazy. I'm sorry, y'all. She don't like me doing her hair. But say bye-bye. 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 No, not right now. Bye-bye. There you go. But thanks for watching. We're gonna go to sleep. I'll edit this later.